Hi, everyone. Um, just some instructions on the final assignment in MHA 621 this semester. It is the practice remodel presentation. Now, I've had a little change of heart just in terms of the scope of this presentation. It is the last culminating presentation in the course. It will be done as an individual assignment. I had every intention of making it a team assignment, but quite honestly, I couldn't figure out a couple things in Blackboard Ultra, so I've just moved it to an individual assignment, scaled it down a little bit. Let me begin by describing this, okay? So I'm going to go through a few things. It's all in the folder. Individually, your deliverable will be a narrated poster um, presentation using VoiceThread. Um, you must include the use of generative AI, which you've been using in this course, and of course, it's going to be smart brevified. So let me give you a little bit of the background on this first. It'll make things a little bit easier. We're going to go back a long way. You'd like to introduce you to a urogynecologist named Dr. Ryan Stewart, who is based in Indianapolis. In probably the heart of the pandemic, he sent out a tweet when we did have Twitter. And he was in private practice, he still is. Um, and he sent this message out to the general population, but he was asking women, users, how would you design or optimize a visit to the gynecologist's office? Pretty simple, problems, frustration, solution. No detail is too small. Holy moly. It went literally viral. And what I'd like to do is share with you and have you look at how viral it went by going to this New York Times article a few years later. 3,000 responses flooded in. Now, granted, many of us weren't doing much, but the point of this is it wasn't focused on healthcare employees or strategy. It was users, women who have been to the gynecologist. And you can see in here just some of the comments. They're just really basic. From patients want to feel welcome, they want to feel safe, they want to feel respected. And so this really sort of sparked a little bit of revolution, including the user, actually, not even including the user, focusing on the user. We talk about patient-centered care, but this was saying, hey, let's just have the user take the lead in this. And so let's go to the actual assignment on Blackboard. What I'm going to ask you to do is, which might seem a little strange, but I think you will hopefully embrace this activity. I'd like you to focus on a practice, a medical practice, a dental practice, an optometry practice that either you work in, that you frequent, that your kid is in, or your partner's in, or you have an older adult. It could be anything, something that you're familiar with. Um, either work there or you just have to be familiar with it. Now, you don't have to know everything about it. I've been going to the same dentist office for 20 something years, very familiar, but I don't know every nook and cranny, but I have some thoughts, 20 years in the dental office. What I'm going to ask you to do is think about how can this practice, I call it remodel, how can it improve? So you're going to focus on the need for a remodel. And I don't mean a completely remodel like you'd remodeling a house. You're really looking at one opportunity for improvement within the categories of either cost, quality, access, or the workforce. These are obviously four modules that we've covered in MHA 621. But you really need to be thinking from the user perspective. Now, I'll just give you an example that isn't from the user's perspective. Um, Whereas users in any type of practice might be familiar with communicating electronically through what you and I would know as an EHR, electronic health record. That term in EHR is healthcare language. Um, and so that's not what I'm talking about. I'll let you think about what is one opportunity for improvement within any of these four categories. Remodel strategies describe up to three strategies that may address the opportunity for improvement. And then what might be the future impact of the remodel? Okay, so I'm just going to give you one example. Um, Probably one of the things that we've spoken about this in the course is wait times. Improving the wait time in, let's say, a dental practice or an optometry practice or something. What might that improve, or what might that category that fall in? It could be quality, it could be access. Now that's a big opportunity for improvement. Um, but what might some strategies that that practice adopt? And so this is meant to be a poster presentation. Now, a poster presentation, you'll see the example that I'd like you to use in the folder. A poster is something visual. It's something that people can see. Now, you're going to, and you can share it with individuals. Now, you're going to also be narrating it, which means you're going to be talking through the poster presentation and really just summarizing all of the criteria here. You'll notice that references, if they're applicable, one of the things that you have to do, and I'm going to ask you to do this, is in order to make it visual, really get pictures, some sort of picture. Now, I'm not asking you to barge into your pediatric office that your kid goes through and start taking pictures everywhere. If the best you can do is gather a picture from the outside, fine. Um, we're not trying to cause havoc, but this is really about how, from a user perspective, a practice or a part of practice can be improved. We use the term remodel, falling within the categories of either cost, quality, access, or workforce. Not all four, just one. You can see the rubric below. I'd like you first to read the New York Times article, and Dr. Stewart's website is there as well. And it's really about culminating this. You're going to be telling a story. Would like you to use generative AI. Now, that's probably going to help you maybe in big picture stuff. It probably won't help you at all in terms of your practice. Smart brevity will. But when it comes to something that's maybe a little specialized that um, Copilot or ChatGPT might be of assistance in looking at the big picture. What are general opportunities from the user perspective? Okay, folks, so this is due. This is the last assignment that's due on by the end of the day, Saturday, August 16th, which is the last official day of the course. Reach out, please, with any questions. All right, thanks very much. Bye.